remembers Drop Dead Fred. So this movie was one of my all-time favourites growing up. I watched it all the time on repeat, but it wasn't until I was an adult that I realised the secret hidden meaning behind Fred's green and yellow suit. So for those of you who don't know, Drop Dead Fred is a cult 1991 comedy movie about a woman whose childhood imaginary friend comes back to cause havoc in her life when she's an adult. The woman is Lizzie and she's played by Phoebe Cates, and Drop Dead Fred is played by British comedy legend Rick Mayall. Rick is pretty much perfect in this role. With his spiky red hair and his manic energy, he brings a wildness to the character that elevates the movie from something that could have been forgettable into a proper cult classic. A few years ago I spoke to the movie's director, the Dutch filmmaker Ed de Jong, about how he made the movie, and he told me about the hidden secret meaning behind Fred's green and yellow stripy suit. It turns out the stripes were no accident. They were put there intentionally to remind the viewers that Fred is a prisoner of Lizzie's imagination. The idea wasn't in the original script, it was dreamt up by the costume designer while designing Fred's look. The thinking was that because Fred's imaginary, he's constantly bound to Lizzie's mind, and those stripes were meant to represent prison bars. Something I had no idea about when watching this movie as a kid, and it makes me watch it in a completely different way as an adult. They combined this idea with some vomity, ugly green and yellow colours, and the end result was Fred's iconic suit.